Hello everyone, and welcome to another Everything Publishing Academy Facebook Live. Have we got anybody online? I'm going to keep an eye out to see who's online. Say hi if you're online, okay? So today I've decided to chat about where to start on your publishing journey, because whenever you get the foundations of where you want to go, every book journey is totally different. When you get those foundations in place, it gives you a stronger and a more successful journey ahead, okay? I have published so many books. I think I just know the process of how to go with each book in my head. Whenever you're just starting out, and I know what it was like for me whenever I was just starting out as an author, I didn't know where to begin. So knowing where to begin is so powerful and will help align you with success. Okay, so that is why I know that some of you have published books that are in this group, but it may be beneficial to just watch this and what a few comments and a few things that I have observed to maybe the next book that you're preparing for, to implement some of them. Okay, cool. So where do you start? I've got some notes here, okay, so bear with me. So writing your book, of course, is the first thing that is the most important thing, is whenever you write your book, whether it's a children's book, whether it's a non-fiction book. Hi Peta, hi Sonia, it's good to have you guys here. If you have any questions, just comment them there. I'll see them popping up. As you can see, I have a new setup here, so it all seems to be flowing really well. Awesome. Okay, so when you write your book, writing a book can be daunting, but whenever you're finished and you've decided to publish it yourself, okay, knowing to get whenever your book is finished, okay? It's a knowing thing. You will know whenever your book is finished. Hi, Jennifer. And you just know that whenever you get to that point. So then you put it away. 2 weeks later, you pull it out, have a read of it with a reader's hat on, and then edit it as you feel you need to. Then an editor, you maybe get an editor on board. I definitely recommend one. And then proofreading. So you have got your manuscript the best it can be, whether it's a children's book manuscript, non-fiction, or a fiction book, okay? It's so important to get your book the best it can be. So then you can stand confident and say, I'm putting my best book out there into the world, okay? I've learned the hard way with this one. One of the books that I sent out wasn't edited properly. It came back and bit me in the bum. That was quite early on in my publishing journey. So I know, don't learn the hard way, okay? Do the best you can with the resources that you have. It does not have to cost you the earth. Shop around, use your contacts, the give and take kind of thing. So just see if you don't have the resources to pay for an editor, then I would see how you can make that happen. But make your book the best it can be, okay? That's just my advice for you, okay? So once you start on your publishing journey, what do you want to achieve? What's that thing you're going for? Are you aiming to have your book on every shelf in Australia or UK, if you're in the UK, America? Well, most of us know, and for those of you who don't, if you go through a company like Ingram Spark or CreateSpace, you prepare your book for print yourself with covers and interior, and then your book will be scale, okay, through Online Global. If you're aiming to get it on bookshelves, well, then you need to take into account the time frame that it takes that those kind of distributors need, lead time, to talk about your book with book buyers and things like that. Now, I'm not going to go into that now, but I'm just saying that you need that as part of, to know if that's your intention early on. Another important thing, whenever you are getting ready for print, you need to know what size your book's going to be, okay? Even before, if you're doing a children's book, even before you have an illustrator, or if you're doing a fiction book and you have photographs in there, you need to know what shape and size your book's going to be. Now, personally, I love children's books that are square. So an illustrator needs to know that, so that whenever they are doing illustrations, they will do square illustrations that will either go across 2 pages or one square on one side. So it's really important. You do not know how bad it is whenever an illustrator has went to the whole bother of actually, especially whenever it's pencil illustrations and not graphic, it just takes a lot of work. You also need to know before your book starts getting formatted, no matter what size it is, because to go back and change the format, the size of a book takes a lot. Okay, no matter whether it's just words flowing through, it knocks everything out. Even whenever you're setting up your files with a distributor, they need to know all of that information. So do your research, find out what size of a book you want. The usual sizes are, you know, the most common and the most popular for children's books is square, is a 10 by 10 or an 8 by 5 by 8 by 5. They're the most popular. Or you can go 10-inch, 8-inch by 10-inch, which is a portrait. Okay. For non-fiction books, 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches is recommended. And for a novel, you can either go for the smaller 5 by 8 inch or the 6-inch by 9-inch. Okay. Up to you. It's your book. Okay. But know that early on, because it's really important. So you have all of this information. Okay. You've decided what size your book's going to be. What now? Okay. I suggest that everybody sets down and has a production schedule. Okay. So I have an example production schedule here in front of me for one of our books that I've done. Okay. So I'm just going to mention a few things that should be in your production schedule. Now, this is going to be, there's going to be a sample production schedule and everything in the course that I'm filming at the minute for, which is coming through Teachable for you guys. So the first stage of publishing all of this information, and I'll go more in depth in it in the course, but this is just an introduction for especially the new people that are in the group, but also for everybody. It's for everyone. Okay. Okay, so this is for one of our books. So a product profile. So it's kind of that kind of thing of who your niche market is, and where you're going to put your energy, and how you're going to align, you know, with your knowing of where to put your energy, to put it out there for your books. Okay. And your product profile, to what size your book's going to be, illustrations, things like that. Okay. Your marketing plan, that's ongoing production schedule, but it's good to have it in there because then you can write notes about it. Okay. And your outline, your draft manuscript, cover design. So this cover design is one of the most exciting things of publishing a book, I think. I love seeing covers. It's really actually addictive. Patty, you know this, don't you? To see a new cover, it is so exciting. I love it. So I always suggest that designing your cover is one of the first things that you do, quite close to your, you know, one, because it's so exciting. It gives you the motivation to go to the next step. So designing your cover is really, and if designing your cover is, then you can put it out there. This is my book that's coming, cover reveal. Create some anticipation around it, and get people talking. It's a visual thing, and whenever you have a powerful cover, people will connect with it. And just remember the psychology that we're on about. People need to see things 8 times. So if you're talking about showing your cover, you're not bombarding people, you're just reminding them this book's coming, and people who are on your journey will be waiting for it. Okay. So cover design is one of the things that I would do at the beginning. If you haven't got your title finished, you can do a mock cover. And again, I suggest Canva. Yes, I know that. We love covers. And whenever you find that cover designer who you really connect with, I can suggest some, Patty can suggest some. We can all suggest amazing people who we've worked with. But whenever you align with a cover designer who just gets your style, who creates magic for you, that's priceless. Okay, so you keep those people on board, and in your team. Okay, keep them on side. Okay, so cover design, awesome, love that stage. So do it at the beginning. If you don't feel ready for that, and that's another thing that you will know. I can tell you, it's something that you will know if you're not ready for your full cover yet. Maybe you need to go to another stage and then know or see somebody else's cover that you get inspired from. Then I would suggest you go to canva.com, and in the little Kindle section, just create a mock cover to keep you aligned with the vision of publishing a book, okay? Print it off, put it in front of your computer, okay? It's a visual thing that your brain goes, oh yes, that's a lot, that's my focus, okay? Okay, has anybody any questions? Sonia Benhouse, I have no idea of a title, so shall I create a cover? Well, see, the beautiful thing is, and my cover designer will vouch for this, is that I often get a cover design and think, oh, I want to change the title of that. And usually cover designers are really good about that. I'm really lucky that Ida and I have that kind of relationship, that if I want to make a change, changing the title is not a big deal once the cover is designed. They just change the letter. She usually just sends it through to me. Some people will charge you maybe $10, $20 to do that change, and some people are really strict, but that's totally up to you and the conversation that you have with those people, okay? All right, does that answer your question, Sonia? I hope so. Okay, so so visuals, research, production. Okay, whenever you've got a production schedule, if you have a kind of time frame and slot things in so that they align with that time frame that works for your book, okay, and it feels as if you've got a progression of things, but don't stress if you miss, if you're not on cue with it, okay? Okay, because I've been down to the wire with some books, but they're still pulled off and been fine. Oh, we've pulled back the date of release. That is all fine, because I am 100% confident that every book is released when it should be. If you push it, so far, if you're pushing it too much, then you're missing something, missing a huge opportunity, or you're missing something really important. So it's important, just like writing the book, it's important that the publishing journey, you're very much connected to your knowing and what you're supposed to be observing along the way, okay? Allow time for reviews, okay? So when you get your book formatted, whenever you've got your cover designed and all of that, and you've decided, maybe set a release date that you intend, and give yourself time, okay? Because when you put a release date further out, like I could publish it, I could have it in my hand next week if I needed, if I wanted to. But if you push it through so fast, you're missing out on really good things that give your book momentum, okay? Which is reviews. Peer reviews are amazing, especially people who are aligned with your target market, okay? So, and you can set yourself up maybe for a blog tour, or you can schedule in some PR, and things like that to gain momentum for your book. And as your profile raises, you'll need to have that scheduled in anyway. So think that way now, and because you are building an author profile, author publisher profile, okay? Now, being in this group, that's what you should be doing, is building your author publisher profile, okay? Think up there now, you're there. That's how you're acting now. So have your production schedule in place, okay? And all of your boxes ticked and things. If you're using images, make sure that you reference some things like that. Okay, I'm mindful of the time. I said 15 minutes, but I always go over. Sorry, we're at 13 minutes, but that's all good. Okay, so I'm just going to go right. So, and then editing, proofreading, get your layout, get your book to the printing house. Now, you either decide that if you're going to print overseas, you need to allow more time in your production schedule, okay? And things like that. So I'm just going to go quickly through the rest of the production schedule. So proofreading and your ARCs, so your advanced reading copies, I suggest. This is something that I haven't been brilliant at in the past, but ARCs are so beneficial, because if you can't pay for that kind of marketing, and it's really worth the investment to get a print book and get it out to somebody who is committed to read it and share it with their network, especially if you're in the romance genre and children's books and things like that, and getting them to magazines and things, it's really good. So your distribution we've talked about. So that's distribution on a global network that happens through ticking a box whenever you approve your proof with the printing house, but also the distributor who needs a good 5 months lead time, okay? And your launch, of course, you need to start thinking at the beginning about your launch, because that's your reward at the end. Take things step by step, okay? But these are part of putting together your production schedule, so have a box for that. It doesn't need to be planned yet until you're closer and more definite about your release date, okay? These are things to have in your production schedule. It's not stuff. Hi, Michelle. It's not things that, Michelle, you might want to go back and check over everything, okay? So I've just went over a quick, production schedule, but online launches have become another thing as well that are really beneficial and something to consider, and creating an event for, maybe posting that event whenever you're confident about your release date, but you can always put an event back, okay? But the thing that's really important is to just be prepared, okay? Get yourself prepared. We all have inhibitions whenever we're publishing a book first time as well. So try and become more comfortable with putting yourself out there. So do that in a safe way. But as me and Jennifer were just talking about a few minutes ago, was that magic happens outside of your comfort zone, okay? And I'm all about making magic happen. So allow yourself to just push yourself just a little bit outside of your comfort zone each time, and you will see, you'll be, by this time next year, you'll be astounded by where you come to and go to, okay? Keep yourself aware of opportunities. Put your production schedule, put a bit of time and energy into that now. Think as an author who has a really high profile. Think that way now, because then when you have that in place, whenever you are that author, publisher, okay? So if you think now, get ready and put that effort into putting everything in place now. Get excited, and the wins and everything, embrace them, okay? Because the journey can be daunting, but whenever we embrace it step by step. If you come to a hurdle, and quite often at the beginning is where the biggest blocks come, people don't start into it. If you take it step by step, it does not, the publishing journey is not overwhelming. Set your intention of where you want to be, okay? And then take every step that you need to learn to be there. And commit to the journey. If you commit and say, okay, I am publishing a book this year, and I'm setting a production schedule for there, and if I can get it there, then yes, that's wonderful. But I'm going to take it step by step and learn what I need to learn to get to there, okay? And we're here to publish more than one book. That's why everybody's in this group. You're going to publish more than one book. So if you do it, learn from things as you go along on your first journey, and see what you could do better. Every book is different. Even if it's in the same genre, it could be different. So planning with, if you're a children's book author, having time for your illustrator, because I find for illustrators, different illustrators work at different speeds. And there's some wonderful illustrators in this group as well who work really fast, by the way. Put your hands up if you're an illustrator in this group. Let us know in the comments so that people can find you, okay? So some illustrators work slower. I had an illustrator who knocked my total production schedule out for a book because they had 1 year to do the illustrations. And that was just the pace that they worked at, and that's different. But just, these little things are important for you to gain the momentum, maintain the momentum, and have a successful publishing journey. So building the foundations for that at the beginning. Okay. Did I cover everything? I think I did. If you have, as always, if you have any questions about what I was chatting about, please comments, okay? And I will revisit them later. If you have anything to add to what I have been saying, pop it in there so people can read it, because I share my knowledge, but there's a wealth of knowledge in this group, and I want everybody to benefit from that, okay? So it's kind of like we're all here together and we're all learning from each other, okay? I love this group so much. I love the books that are coming out of here. And if you take action, ask questions and be proactive, and if you do get a stumbling block, that's what I'm here for. That's what the group is here for, is to support you when you need the guidance, okay? What's my next step? I'm unsure. Okay, that's what we're here for. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go, but thank you so much for popping in. It was so good to see so many of you in today, okay? And next week, we're going to do another Facebook Live on Thursday. I'm liking Thursdays for our Facebook Live. So if anybody has any suggestions, you can, I'll pop a link in probably on Monday for you to write down, so get thinking. If not, I will just pick something that I feel is relevant for the group. Okay, everyone? So good to chat, and we will chat again next week. Bye!